Hey, does anyone have a mirror? Oh, thank you. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has taken the box office by storm after raking in more than $560 million globally in its first week in cinemas, attracting both young kids and not so young kids in the search of a nostalgia hit. The likes of Mario, Peach and Bowser are voiced by a notable cast, including Star-Lord, a chess champ and a wannabe rock star turned fake teacher. We've decided to give our free thinker Foxy Sky a week off from discussing controversial political issues and instead invited her along to have a friendly chat about movies. Good evening, Foxy.
Don't even talk to me, Ren.
I'm sorry?
I can't even look at you, sitting up so straight and proper like you think you own the bloody show. Newsflash, Ren, women don't run the world. They don't right now, and with me around, they never will.
So,
Ren, you stupid bimbo. The new Barbie movie trailer dropped the other week and the promo photos are nothing short of disgusting, painting the Barbies as everything and the Kens as just Ken. When will this stop? When cartoon men are more than just attractive? When they're more feminine the better? When they're more than just a shell of a man with no aspirations or life behind their eyes?
I don't quite seem to understand, Foxy. As a female yourself, doesn't this marketing make you feel empowered?
I don't need manufactured empowerment, Ren. I get empowerment from the sweet things in life. When men shout at me when I'm walking down the street, empowering. When a man tells me I should go back to the kitchen, empowering. When I tear women like you down, very empowering. You see, Ren, women have had it good for too long. Stealing jobs from men, making men even more oppressed than they already were. Back in my day, your job would have only been given to a man.
Okay, well now you're just getting mean.
Don't blame me. I'm not the one who made this movie. I'm not the one who's fueling the war against men.
Then who is?
Dan Andrews. Duh.
Dan Andrews' Barbie Conspiracy 2.0. Anyway, let's change the mood up a bit. Are you craving human connection? Want to find that special someone? Sick of people just wanting to jump your bones? Well, you're in luck because we've enlisted the advice of one frisky local who's been on a notorious string of bad dates so you don't have to. Over to you, love.
Oh, you might not know this, but unlike Millie Bobby Brown, I'm actually single right now.
The guys I've been talking to just haven't been my type. Everyone on Tinder just wants to hook up. Like, why doesn't anyone want to take the time to get to know me and my awesome personality? But my man, Pope Franny, disagrees. He thinks Tinder is a slay and that sex is so cool. Which I think is a really hot take from an 86-year-old virgin who doesn't have a phone. Another old virgin who is chiming in is the Dalai Lama, who's also participating in a bit of hookup culture. Always a good sign when your video starts with a viewer discretion message.
Can I hug you?
Okay, come.
Oh, a hug! How cute! I love hugs. Yes.
First, yeah. And suck my tongue.
That video makes me so viscerally uncomfortable. My advice to that kid and all kids, adults, wanting children to do sex things with them, that's not divine intervention. That's a felony, babe. Yeesh. Despite the disturbing nature of the Dalai Lama footage, this isn't the first time he's spoken about his tongue on camera, with His Holiness uttering these words on MasterChef Australia back in 2011.
Only when food touch tongue, then I can judge.
Seems like he applies the same philosophy to young boys. While we're on the topic of Channel 10 reality shows, I'm a Celebrity hit the headlines last week when former rugby union player and most hated bachelor in history, Nick Cummins, was attacked by a python during a challenge. Now a warning, if you've got a phidiophobia, aka a fear of snakes leaping into the air and trying to bite your hand off, it might be wise to tune out for the next 11 seconds. It ain't pretty, but come to think of it, I'd rather be bitten by a snake than licked by a llama. Moving on now and over to New Zealand, where Greens party member Elizabeth Kerakera committed the most embarrassing act known in all human history, sending a message to the wrong group chat. after fellow Greens MP Chloe Swarbrick unsuccessfully attempted to pass a bill related to alcohol harm reduction. Kere Kere sent, "Oh my God, what a crybaby," to their shared Green colleagues instead of her best friend Moira, for whom the message was presumably intended. Cue the feeling of wanting the ground to swallow you up. On the plus side, being in New Zealand, there's probably a fair chance of that happening. Kere Kere deleted the message, apologised and acknowledged that the message was not meant for this thread. We've just got a word that a press conference related to the incident is getting underway, so let's go there live.
Good evening. In tonight's press conference, we'll be discussing how a single text can damage a whole reputation. I want to open it up to the floor. Has anyone in the room experienced receiving a text message from the wrong person? Yes, you were there.
I received a text message from my brother once and I know it was definitely not meant for me.
What did the message say?
I don't think I should say it.
Are you refusing an officer's request?
Okay, well, it said I have killed 3 people. Where are you?
What? I need backup. Stay where you are. This press conference.
Stop! No, you don't understand. He was in his bedroom. He was playing Call of Duty.
Oh, that's embarrassing. See how that can be misleading? How easy it can be to ruin a reputation. So, moral of the story is that you should always check who you're texting before sending a text. And if you do send the wrong message, delete your socials and leave the continent immediately. It's pretty simple. Oh look, I just got a text. And it's from Bren. When is this segment over?
Oh, whoops, that wasn't meant for you. Well, would you look at that? It's conveniently time for a break. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Now it's time to consult one of the most stylish people alive. You just wouldn't know it because she lives in a convent. Say hello to our fashion nun.
Hi sisters. I've recently learnt from The Age about the possibility of a second CBD within Melbourne. A second CBD would be possible in 2159 with the completion of the suburban rail loop, which would circle around the CBD in surrounding suburbs instead of heading to the city like all other train lines. Sounds like a plan to make God jump with glee, right? Wrong. One of these potential suburbs involved in the suburban rail loop could become the new CBD, and it's looking like the holy grounds of Clayton, stomping ground of the great Sir John Monash and his apostles, are a likely victim. You might be asking, Sister Versace Runway, what's so wrong with that? I don't want those sinful city folk wandering through my sacred lands. Have you seen the way they dress? It's bad enough those city slickers walk around in their slutty little sunglasses. Why let that sin infect Clayton? You want to know what that sin may be? Dressing like Adam Sandler. Yes, it seems that cosplaying Adam Sandler is the new trend. If Adam Sandler wears an oversized t-shirt, now everyone is wearing an oversized t-shirt. Adam Sandler is seen in jorts, everyone is now in jorts. It seems even his purposeful clashing of outfits is infecting the youth of today. Back in my day, the Lord's book told us how we should live, how style matters over comfort. But now it seems these inner city fashionistas are now referring to the New Testament, the book of Adam Sandler. I've decided to try out some of this comfort fashion today, and as you can see, it's horrific. I don't feel like I'm honouring God in these ridiculous, loose-fitting clothes. I cannot believe I stole with the bling ring in 2008, and now I'm reduced to this? If Clayton does become a second CBD, I need the kids of Clayton to remember, do not imitate evil, but imitate good. Stop Adam Sandler from entering Clayton. So beware, Clayton residents, in 200 years, your town will become a desolate hellscape of jort stores and sunglass huts. God bless.
Amen, sister. Let's now see what's trending on the market with our ever-informed finance bro.
Thanks for all your DMs and snaps this week, guys. There's been one question I've been getting over and over, and that's how to know when to walk away from a bad investment. I think a better question to ask is how to double down when every bit of logic is telling you to cut your losses. To demonstrate, I like to turn to the paragon of economic sense, Peter Dutton. This is a real man, sticking to his guns even if the majority of Australia disagrees. Even when your co-investors start dropping out faster than my mates out of first-year gender studies. Who cares if 1, 2, or even the whole lot of them lose faith? Even after admitting history itself is against him, Peter Dutton stays the course. This is what we all need to start emulating, boys. When you start feeling like maybe you should walk away from stock, that's when you need to double down. Trust me, the path to financial success is paved with my advice. Ooh, Dad finally sent my pocket money. I'm off.
Sweet kid. Now let's go global and get some geopolitical gossip with our girl Imphy.
Hello there! In tonight's installment of International Affairs, our focus is on the great seducer, that is French President Emmanuel Macron. And it seems France has been playing Cupid with a number of countries. I've heard France try to go between Russia and Ukraine, hoping to fix their broken relationship. But so far, there seems to be little progress. Too little. I mean, it's understandable, right? Their relationship is beyond broken. So broken that even ginger cookies from Granny Greta next door won't comfort them. It was even beyond the extraordinary powers of love god, Macron himself, to mend this relationship. So Monsieur Macron went to the biggest guy on the block, Xi from China, to intervene and get the bully boy Russia to stop beating up Ukraine. Macron even went all the way to a tea party hosted by his bosom friend Xi Jinping in a Chinese-style garden. How romantic. I swear I saw Macron's smirk when he was gazing into Xi's dreamy eyes. France seems to be getting over his original busted relationship with the United States sooner than we expected. I guess Macron is sick and tired of being in the middle of this Taiwan-US-China three-way quarrel. He even had a 1,000-year-old instrument, a guqin, played just for Macron. The secret love rhythm that only the two of them share. Emmanuel Macron, the ultimate diplomatic flirt.
Scandalous. Now let's drill down into some pop culture niche with our friend Ranthy.
Hi guys, I'm back out of prison again and I'm here to talk about the most devastating news of the past 20 years. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn have broken up and this has let Swifties be the single most insufferable, annoying, just insane fandom ever. People are leaving flowers at her Cornelia Street residence even though she hasn't lived there in 4 years. And if you used your big alpha mind level brain, you would realise that Cornelia Street isn't even about Joe, but I digress. Hi Carly Kloss, love you. Okay, so here's the thing. They got together in like 2016 when like Taylor was in like a really bad era and she was like, oh, I'm so sad. And then Joe Alwyn came in and she's like, I can make it better. But then now they've broken up and it's devastating and people are literally sobbing. Like if you've seen like the Rolling Stone articles, if you've seen the People articles, like they say like the Swifties are devastated. And in my opinion, I don't really care because Joe Alwyn, he's the embodiment of he's just Ken, he's just a man, he's just average. But Taylor, she has to go on this big world tour and she's like strutting it out and oh my god, if I was Joe Alwyn, I would be sobbing when she does the Vigilante ship performance. It's fumbling, she's on the chair. Ooh, oh my god, imagine even me able to sit that live because she dumped you because you got too big for your own ego and you were upset that you weren't even a leading man. Like, I would be sobbing, hysterical, crying. Taylor, you are a goddess. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Joe Alwyn, who are you? Exactly. Goodbye.
Was that on 2 times speed? No. Oh, right. We're off to a quick break. Oh, good. You didn't leave. Now it's time to check in on Karen Gravette from Neighbourhood Watch to see who's been disrupting the peace of late.
It is with deep sadness that I must come here today to make this public service announcement, hereby cutting my wellness retreat short. But with my good conscience and the position of power I have, I could not share this with you. I was alerted during this week that an Australian first mistake was made. An OnlyFans influencer decided to put up a billboard of herself in nothing but a bikini. This billboard was the size of a mammoth and could be seen from miles away. Children of all ages could have seen this and were subjected to it. The OnlyFans phenomenon is poisoning our children. It is one thing for it to be spoiling their brains on the internet. But to have it posted as a physical copy is something I cannot stand by. This savannah has no moral compass at all. How could somebody put up a poster asking people to look at pictures of them? I cannot even fathom it. Her behaviour is absolutely unacceptable and I will not tolerate it. On an unrelated note, my time as Neighbourhood Watch President this term has nearly come to an end. So if you wouldn't mind re-electing me, that would be grand.
Authorised by the Neighbourhood Watch President, Karen Gravette.
I'll definitely vote for you, Karen. Now let's check in on Barry Martin again, who's apparently left his bedroom bunker.
Listen up, bros. I've been hearing a lot of bullshit this week about the Liberal Party being a racist party, saying no to the voice. The Liberal Party has never been a racist party. I mean, look at the diversity of their last 10 leaders. These people aren't thinking straight. See, I operate on a higher level. The Liberals don't care about black or white. The only colour they care about is green. If Australia's Indigenous peoples want to influence legislation, they should have to pay for the privilege through lobbyists and campaign contributions, like my dad and other everyday Aussies do. This used to be something that had bipartisan support in this country. That is until that radical leftist Albo took over. Think of how crazy it is to come into a continent and think you can just change people's way of life. It's unheard of.
Concerning. Well, let's brighten things up by heading over to the closest human incarnation of a fluffy unicorn, Thursday Eve.
Hello everyone, I bring good news. Season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race has concluded, and to no one's surprise, Sasha Colby has sashayed away with the crown. With season 15 being otherwise known as the Sasha Colby meet and greet, Mother Colby has been a frontrunner ever since the cast announcement back in December, and has fierce hunty yes laid boots the house down Versace all season. There's never been a doubt as to whether she would make it to the finale, but being crowned America's Next Drag superstar only adds to the star quality she exudes. She becomes the first queen in history to be crowned Miss Continental and a Drag Race winner. I think we can all say, Sasha, you have mothered like no one has ever mothered before, and that's such a yaslay hunty work diva.
Slay. Well, last week, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese took the week off work, leaving the role of acting Prime Minister to both Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles and Foreign Minister Penny Wong, the Labor frontbenchers.
What did you just say, Ren?
Oh, Foxy, where did you come from?
So let me get this straight. So our boy did a runner, and the person who was meant to take his place, the literal Deputy Prime Minister, is so incompetent he had to share the role with someone else?
Well,
what, Ren? Get that leftist Labor loser on the line right now so I can grill him.
Who? Richard Marles. I can't just really click my fingers and make him appear.
You're just as useless as him.
It's really the honour of my professional life.
You're the Deputy PM of this country, yet you can't run it without a helper. Does that mean you're only half the man Albo is?
Not at all.
Foxy, I might just take it from here. I think I heard a dog whistle you might want to chase up. Well, what's the best part about being in government with an opposition led by Peter Dutton?
You don't have to think very hard.
Mr. Marles, was it difficult to juggle the responsibility of acting PM on top of your usual role of Defence Minister at the same time?
The defence of Australia doesn't really mean that much today.
Right. Well, on that revelation, we might just leave it there. Thank you very, very much, Richard Marles. The struggle. It's real.